Welcome everyone to our lecture on graphs of a particle moving in a straight line. This lecture is in our continuation of a series of kinematics, and let us begin. So graphs are one of those ideas in kinematics and in physics which are very useful not only in visualizing the question but also finding out what is the information giving in the question. For example, when you talk about a new simple numerical which we encounter, then there is some initial conditions given in the question, and then there is some final conditions given in the question, and we are always asked us to extrapolate the information between those 2 points. That is what is happening in between, that you think the question has provided some conditions which are initial and final. But graphs are much more helpful in that way, in that when you look about a position time graph like one drawn here, this x and this t graph. When we talk about xt graph, the position of particle is known at each instant. At this particular instant, you know the position of the particle is somewhere here. At this instant, you know the position of particle is somewhere here. So this gives a much more continuous, and then you can even extend it to say that it gives the natural representation of the motion happening in nature. So let us jump to the first case. The first case is that what if the particle is moving with some uniform velocity. So when the particle is moving with uniform velocity, the first thing which we think about is that it has no acceleration. It is moving at constant speed. The speed does not change, and that's why there is no acceleration time graph, since it would be simply a AT graph with acceleration coinciding with the zero line. Now let us think about the position time graph. So this is what we are trying to focus on. So the position time graph for a particle which is moving at constant velocity would simply be a straight line which extends up till the motion of the particle, and it has some slope with the horizontal axis. So this straight line shows us that the position of the particle grows linearly with time. It is growing linearly with time, and since it grows linearly with time, we say that the particle is moving with a constant velocity. So let us try to demonstrate this statement which I am saying. So let us take a straight line like this. And one more straight line. Let us say the motion is starting from this point. This is the point from which the motion is starting, and the position of the particle, the graph is a straight line. So in this xt graph, what we want to do is we are supposed to take some time intervals. So let us take this time interval and one more time interval. So if I had to talk about this time interval, let's say this is t and this time interval, then let us assume that both these time intervals are equal, both are t1. So when a particle is moving like this, it has a constant speed and the position time graph is a straight line. Then the graph represents that no matter where the time interval t1 is, since the time intervals which we are taking is constant, then the displacement of the particle in this t1 time interval would be same as the displacement of the particle in this t1 time interval. That is, the displacement in both the time intervals would be same. And if we are to calculate the velocity of the particle in these two time intervals, then it would also come out to be same, since the displacement and time interval both are same, and that is the velocity. And this also gives us the thing that what is the slope of the straight line, the idea of the slope of the straight line. So the slope of the straight line is simply represented by a vertical movement along the vertical axis divided by the horizontal movement. So the vertical movement is x1 and the horizontal movement is t1. So this gives us the slope of the whole motion. So this angle is theta and this is tan theta. So the slope of the straight line is constant everywhere. This is evident, and this also gives us hint to the fact that the velocity of the particle is a constant. So a lot of you must be already knowing that the velocity when the particle is moving is a constant speed. The position time graph of the particle is a absolute straight line. But here what we have learnt is that to analyze any kind of motion, when we are not given the equations of the motion of the particle explicitly or the equation of the graph of the particle, then it is useful to take two time intervals and then analyze the question in that way. So this is a very basic way of analyzing a graph, that what are the time intervals in which displacement is more. That means we are trying to evaluate what is the time interval in which average velocity is what. So that is one way of evaluating what we are trying to visualize. So let us move to the second case. Second case which we are taking is uniformly accelerated motion or uniform positive acceleration. Now let us take the graph of this motion and analyze it like this. So this is the xt graph, and let's say the position of particle goes like this. So again, if we were to take time interval like we took in the previous case, it would be pretty evident that now if we take equal time intervals, then the displacement are definitely unequal, and this is the case of non-uniform motion. And since it's the case of non-uniform motion, the velocity is not staying same. Okay. So what are the equations which we are going to help us in analyzing the second case? So in the second case, the position time graph of the particle grows like this, and we know that the particle is starting from some initial position x0. So again we analyzed in the last question, in the last idea, that the slope of the particle slope of the position time graph is the velocity. Now here also, if you look carefully, we have the slope of the graph. So to find the slope of the graph, we have drawn a tangent and we take the slope of this tangent. Now slope of this tangent is tan theta naught, and we know that the slope of the tangent gives us the velocity at particular instant. So you can easily say that the slope of this graph is changing at different times. This particular slope, it goes to some theta 1 from theta naught. So the slope of the graph is growing, and since the slope of the graph is growing, that means that the velocity of the particle is also increasing with time. Now this kind of graph is actually a parabolic one, and let us try to compare what we mean by that. We are going to compare some equations. So when it's a uniformly accelerated case, we know that the position of particle is some x equal to x naught plus ut plus half at square. And let us compare this with the equation of a parabola, which is like y is equal to c plus bt plus a t square. So this is what we mean by a parabola. And if you look carefully, the constants, the number of constants in both the equation is same, and the variables which we are taking are also to the same power. That means in the case of motion equation, when we are taking the case of the equation of motion, this is the equation of motion. So when we are taking the case of equation of motion, the power of the variable is here t to the power 1, and same is the case of parabola, that the thing beside the coefficient has the power t to the power 1. Here the variable has the power 2, and same case here, the variable has t to the power 2. So when such a case happens that the variables have same kind of power in two equations, then we can match those equations, and we can say that whenever there is a equation like this, which is the equation of motion when a particle is uniformly accelerated, then if we graph that equation, then it becomes a parabola. And all this conclusion can simply be drawn from the fact that if the equations look in a similar way. And by that, what we mean is that the powers of the variable are distributed in the same way, that there is t to the power 1, there is t to the power 1, there is t to the power 2, there is t to the power 2, and this looks also in parabolic shape. So this was our comparison with the equation of a parabola. As the motion proceeds further, we would say that the slope of the graph is increasing, which we have already seen in the previous figure. And let us try to study the graph of velocity and time. So the velocity of the particle, it also grows linearly with time, and this angle alpha, the slope of this particular line, that then becomes the acceleration of the particle. So the equation, this particular graph comes from the equation v is equal to u plus at, and this is a standard equation when a particle, when a graph is supposed to grow linearly, that there is t to the power 1. When the graph is supposed to grow in a parabolic fashion, then t should have a power 2. So v is equal to u plus at, this is represented by this particular graph. If we move further, the acceleration of the particle is a constant, and it is represented by simply drawing a straight line above the horizontal axis. Next, we want to analyze the case of uniform negative acceleration. So here you can see that initially the particle starts with a constant, not with a constant, but with a positive initial velocity. Its initial velocity is positive because the slope initially is theta naught and it is above positive direction of x-axis. That's why tan theta naught is a positive. So that means the initial velocity is positive. As you can see, the particle's position is increasing with time, and thereafter, because of negative acceleration, the particle's velocity becomes negative and then it starts going back in the position. So this is the graph and it's an inverted parabola. So next we have the velocity time graph. It would be same represented by v equal to u plus at, represented by a same equation, v is equal to u plus at, except the fact that acceleration is now a negative value, a is less than 0, and since a is less than 0, that means that the slope of this graph is negative. Okay. Okay, now significance of VT graph. So velocity time graph is pretty important. The velocity time graph shows, as you see in the saw in the previous case, if we take the slope of the velocity time graph, we are able to judge what is the acceleration. So like in the case above, the case here, the slope of the velocity time graph was positive, and in this particular case the slope of the velocity time graph is negative. So this gives us some crucial information. So that is one thing. Another thing which comes from the VT graph is the area, and which is the point which we are going to discuss here. That if we are to select two time intervals like this, select two time intervals, this particular time interval we have selected, any time, two time instants and one time interval, and we take the area between the velocity time graph and the horizontal axis, then this area gives us the displacement of the particle in that particular time interval. Same goes with the case like this. Even if the velocity time graph is curved, we would say that the area beneath the velocity time curve is the displacement of the particle in that particular case. So this is what we are trying to say. Area under VT curve under a certain time interval is equal to the displacement of the particle in that time interval. So that is a very useful thing to remember, that the area beneath the VT graph gives us the area, gives us the displacement of the particle in that particular time interval. Okay, so thank you for joining. we'll continue our lecture with doing some questions on this particular topic in the next part. So thank you.